Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So today we got another episode of Millennial Money with this video titled Living on $157,000 a year in San Diego. And of course, this is my opportunity to critique millennial spending habits and judge people for what they do with their cash. If that sounds like a great time to you, just make sure to subscribe and hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And with that said, let's begin.
As a general dentist, I typically do an array of different procedures, so it can include anything from crowns, root canals, oral surgery, basic fillings.
Oh, I don't know what it is about the dentist. I hate the dentist. It's just like you walk in there and there's immediately that smell. All of you guys who have been to a dentist know that smell. You walk in, it's that pungent sort of like, what is this? Like burning plastic almost. It's so bad. I hate the dentist. And then you get that like latexy feel in your mouth. It's been too long since I've been to the I gotta go to the dentist. Jeez. Thanks for the reminder. She smiles like she brushes her teeth like 5 times a day. Let's see. Wait, first of all, what is she wearing? What shirt is that a shirt? Is that a money shirt with a chain and a $100 bill on a shirt? Is she wearing that underneath the lab coat?
My name is Lou Wong. I'm 31 years old. I make $157,000 a year, and I live in San Diego, California.
Way to go with the cat t-shirt. Already, fashion sense is a 10 out of 10. So by the way, just for reference, $157,000 a year in San Diego, which is pretty pricey city, is probably the equivalent of making like $90,000 a year anywhere else in the US when you account for cost of living and taxes.
My parents both immigrated when I was a baby, and I was left in the care of my grandparents.
Wow, so a PhD student, by the way, doesn't make any money at all. They're basically like highly skilled interns. I hate to say it, but I've met so many PhD students that are basically minimum wage and below because they have to do all this work, like really high level work, but they're just not getting paid for it. They make a very minimal amount. So yeah, between the two, it's not like they were rolling in cash.
Our landlord at the time, he was a dentist. He's also a first-generation immigrant from China. And I remember one time he took me just to run errands, and he was grocery shopping. He would just kind of roll on by with his cart, and anything that looked interesting to him, he would just plop into the cart without checking the price tag. And to me, that was kind of the height of luxury.
Yeah, you know what? For the longest time, now admittedly I don't check anymore, but I want to say up until about 2 years ago, I would only buy foods that fit the price point. Like I'd first look at the price and then decide, all right, what is this that's $1? Can I eat that? All right, fine, I'll eat that. I always used to sort by price. Even today, even at the restaurant, like I still look at the price first, then what it is. I don't think that'll ever change, but yeah, being able to buy groceries without paying attention to the cost is a huge luxury for anybody anywhere.
I grew up walking to school every morning. It was about a mile and some change one way, and I remember just dreading that walk in the wintertime when there was ice or sleet.
A mile in the winter like that. Like we always hear stories about our grandparents.
Oh, in my day, I used to walk 5 miles in the scorching heat to get to the school, and you kids got it easy these days.
And something like that, but you gotta think in the snow, for a child, that's probably about a 20-minute walk, maybe a 25-minute walk, give or take, to walk a mile like that. In the snow, maybe add on a little bit more. That's quite the trek either way.
I think one day I fell again, and I said, I don't care what it takes. One day I'm gonna be in that car, somewhere warm.
Oh, but you know what? She was getting good exercise. That's the thing. At least when you're a student like that, you have the energy to go and walk a mile each way every day. Like those 2 miles, I bet, I don't know if she could listen to like headphones or something like that on the way home, but could be a good way just to kind of zone out, get your thoughts in order, and just reflect. And so I think in a way, it could have worked in our favor.
I attended University of Maryland on a full academic scholarship. It didn't cover room, board, or books. So that first semester, my parents did help me pay for that expense. And I took it upon myself to find additional scholarships and to work part-time to help pay for that portion.
That's good. That's what you got to do if you can't pay for college, and college is expensive like that. it makes sense to work part-time. And not only that, but you're building up your resume on the back end too.
So a Navy recruiter reached out to me. He was also a Navy dentist at the time, and he wanted to share his wealth of experience and see if anyone was interested in joining the Navy. I was very interested. I feel like there was a wealth of opportunities that the Navy could offer me that I would not be able to accomplish myself.
Wow, that's an alternative path you don't really hear too much of. But I bet the opportunities that she's afforded here are probably double what she might get somewhere else. I'm just guessing.
The Navy actually pays me a salary, and I'm free to spend that salary on what I want. Of course, the bulk of it went towards tuition.
Wow, why don't more people do that? Is it not known? Is it overlooked? I'm curious what the reason is, because it seems like that would be a great choice for so many people to go and do this.
The way the military works is every 2 years and every promotion, your salary jumps a little bit.
Wow, and not only that, but she's able to get the American Express Platinum. I believe it's either for free or a discounted cost for being military. And not only that, if she's considered like technically military, she gets the military discounts everywhere she goes. So it's not only her $157,000 salary, it's anywhere she goes. She's like, oh, there's a 20% military discount on top of that. I'll take that. I'll take this. Oh, that's free. Give me some of that too. There's so many benefits like that. And I believe the healthcare that she gets is top notch, like the best of the best.
A portion of that is allocated for housing and food, and that is not taxable.
Wow, look at that, and it's not even taxable. I'm telling you, this $157,000 could be more like $190,000 when you consider all the other benefits she's getting from this. But let's look over this. Brokerage, you got $4,000 a month in a brokerage. She's saving a ton of money. Then we got retirement on top of that. 21.25, so she's spending basically $6,000 a month spending. She's investing $6,000 a month. That's incredible. Travel, $350. She could probably be getting that for free with credit card points. Discretionary, $263 with the barbell. What is that? Entertainment, shopping, etc. That's not much at all because she's probably working all the time anyway. Transportation, $97 a month. Car insurance and gas. So she owns her car outright, which at this income makes sense, and she's not driving anything too fancy. Otherwise, her insurance would probably be a lot more than that. Food, $90 a month. How? Unless it's covered by the Navy. That's the only thing I can think of. Food, $90. That's crazy. Phone, $70. That's great. Utilities, $70. Electric Wi-Fi. So she's basically just not spending any money. She's basically getting everything covered and getting the best benefits in arguably maybe the world, and she's able to save $6,000 a month. Incredible.
My rent is $2,700 a month. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and it's about 900 square feet.
Oh man, that looks like a nice apartment too. In San Diego? Man, she's got this all figured. This is like life hacks on life hacks. If you're watching this right now, you want to be a dentist, do this route. Just do this.
I do value traveling, spending time with friends, as well as food, so I am willing to splurge a little bit on those sort of activities.
So Lou, where'd you learn about money and saving?
Probably a lot of Wall Street bets.
Oh, wow, Wall Street. For some reason, I'm having a hard time imagining her on Wall Street bets like this highly paid, very financially literate dentist is sitting on Wall Street bets.
Okay, so if I YOLO everything into, AMC, and then I move it over to GameStop, I'll be able to make 20,000% next week.
Goes to show you, everyone is on Wall Street bets.
I usually wake up at 5:30 for work, and usually work goes between 7 till 3 or 4, and I see about 20 patients or so depending on what I'm doing for the day.
That seems like a nice schedule to be done at 3 or 4. I mean, I know they're waking up at 5:30, think 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever, but to be able to finish up and still have like the afternoon and like somewhat of an evening, that's a good relaxing schedule.
There's more and more women in dentistry overall, so I think we see a good representation of that in the Navy itself. I've never felt out of place. I've always felt welcomed. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's interested in financing their education without going into debt by the time they graduate.
Yeah, and dentists can make a lot of money too if they open up their own private practice. So if she does this, she could stash away, let's say, have $1 million, maybe probably $2 million invested, and then at that point, open up her own private practice, get other dentists underneath her. She could probably be making about $750,000 a year, maybe $1 million a year from doing this if she has a successful dental practice in San Diego. She's got a lot of opportunity ahead of her.
Right now, my time is starting to become more valuable than my money is. For example, I don't own a TV. Not because I can't afford one, but because I feel like the time I probably spent watching that TV, it could be better allocated to something that would enrich my life.
Yeah, TV is a waste of time. I hate to tell you that, but because I love the latest season of Dexter. That was great. But when you look at it objectively, how many hours I spend watching Dexter? 6 hours, 7 hours? If I put that 7 hours to doing anything else, you could have made more money. So for her at this point, yes, she's probably better off with other opportunities. But the latest season of Dexter, I have to say, is fantastic. Would highly recommend it. TV is a waste of time.
My investment strategy is pretty simple. It's just to buy and hold for right now.
Wow, look at that net worth of over $750. Jeez, and consider that she's a dentist, went through all the schooling, and now she's got a net worth of $750. It's going to be $1 million pretty soon, and I'd say private practice. Do that.
I'm kind of going in with the long-term investment.
Go nicer places, and that's paid for. She makes $420 a month living there, looking over all the peasants who live down. I'm kidding, but God, it's a nice place.
Ideally, I would like to retire at age 42. By then, I would have served 20 years in the military, and I'll be able to receive a full pension package at that time.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm curious if she leaves the military, is she able to open up her own private practice? Maybe not. So either way, 42, I'm guessing she's got a number maybe around $3 million, 3.5, maybe 4 tops, depending on how her investments do. That would allow her to spend, what is that? For about $150,000 a year, give or take, indefinitely for the rest of her life. So that's really good. To be able to do that at 42, most people don't even do that ever in their lifetimes, let alone, in their early 40s.
There's like kind of one constant thing. It's kind of the lasting gift of poverty. It's that sense of urgency, that need to overcome whatever obstacle may be in the way. Because the alternative is, I wouldn't quite call it living, it's kind of just existing, just that kind of life where you're...
See, look at this card. She has a $750,000 net worth. She's making $160,000 a year. She's driving what appears to be, an older model used Honda. Goes to show you should not be wasting your money on the expensive cars, at least not early on like this.
As we earn more money, it's easier and easier to spend it on bigger, better, shinier things, but I don't want to end up losing my sense of appreciation for what I already have.
I have zero critique. She's doing absolutely everything correct. I couldn't suggest anything else for her except maybe to subscribe and hit the like button, and maybe eventually open up your own practice and you'll be able to make your net worth every single year. I have no doubt you'd be able to do that if you have the time. But otherwise, great episode. Make sure, guys, if you haven't done it already, add me on Instagram and on the podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour. We post new episodes there every single Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which free stock you get, and until next time.